What is going on, everybody? DemiGodReviews here. Now, before I get started with this review for Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm giving you guys a chance to turn back now and not be spoiled. I know some of you guys are waiting to finish the game, some of you guys may have not finished the game yet, and some of you guys are finally dipping your toes within the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. So before I get started with this review, I'm giving you guys a chance to turn back now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, if you're still here, still rocking with the video, then you guys know what time it is. I've given you guys a chance to not be spoiled, so we're still here. Let's get started with the video, folks. Cue the music! That's right, folks, we've stepped back into the western world of 1899. Right before the turn of the century, right before the world wars, right before the car and plane was an invention, and right before John Marston got betrayed and hunted down Dutch Vanderlyn. In Red Dead Redemption 2 this time, we're taking a step back to the game to truly see what it was like in the good old days. This time you're playing as Arthur Morgan, a member of the Vanderlyn gang who's been around for 20 plus years. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you'll learn what betrayal, craziness, outlaws, brothers to the end truly means throughout Red Dead Redemption 2. What's new in Red Dead Redemption 2 is that there's a lot of new systems that work here. Firstly is the core mechanics for both you and your horse. You have to keep the cores for you both able and healthy. So you have to eat food, drink tonics, and do certain things to level up your core's benefits to max out your health core, stamina, and deadeye cores respectively. What's also new in Red Dead Redemption 2 is that you have to keep yourself up in certain ways, unlike the first one. This time you have to bathe, you have to shave, or shopkeepers, townsfolk, and even some police officers will refuse to see you, make comments about you, and turn you away from where you're going. What's also even more new in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the horse bonding mechanics. Where I said you have to work with your horse's core isn't the only thing you have to do also. You have to bond with whatever horse that you have to make it fully learn the benefits of what it can learn. Maxing out its level gives you huge benefits and capable of doing some cool stuff later on in the game. And what's also revamped in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the newly revamped hunting mechanics to where you can now track animals through the newly instituted Eagle Eye vision. Also, Deadeye has been fully fleshed out to where you not only can mark your opponents for death, but you can also see the most fatal area on your enemies for massive damage and insta-kill within Red Dead 2. And what also makes his grand return as it's currently in beta is the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer. Not only does it have a story this time that evolves itself during RDR 2, but it has a morality system online where you can both be honorable or dishonorable. It even goes so far as to give you good or bad choices that you make on said story missions also. You also have your modes between Team Deathmatch, highest kill points, gun game, and other various modes also for Red Dead Online. And now for the graphics. The graphics for Red Dead Redemption 2 are immaculate. They're phenomenal. It's like I'm looking at a movie with the way the faces are detailed, the clothing, the way the weather looks when it's going through extreme measures between the heavy snow and storms, and the way the environments look are top notch and beautiful. Hell, even the horses look amazing. Red Dead Redemption 2's graphics are amazing, honestly. Totally top notch and just truly spectacular as they feel advanced and next gen in how far they go pushing the bar. However, if I had to give one downside to Red Dead's graphics is that the hair looks kinda bad on certain major characters and NPCs. The hair also phases through certain pieces of clothing depending on what you're wearing. It's not a big deal, but it's very distracting and takes away from the realism that this game is pushing. It's a con for me. RDR 2's graphics get a 4.5 out of 5. And now for the gameplay. My first pro for the gameplay is that the meleeing is surprisingly rewarding. The way the hits feel when you're heavily punching someone gives off a satisfactory feeling. Plus it's a bit more in-depth as you can grab someone, do a combo, execute someone, block, etc, etc. The melee combat feels good. My next pro is that the gunplay feels so visceral, so brutal. Each gun has a way of making your enemies fall over and tumble. Plus there's a load of weapons at your arsenal to choose from and unlock. The realism on the gunplay is also satisfactory as you notice Arthur does certain animations with his gun. With the revolver he cocks back the hammer a lot. With the bolt action rifle he's pulling the lever back. With the carbine rifle he's reloading a certain way. The gunplay and the way to handle certain mechanics of the gunplay is dope also. And lastly, my final pro is the way the horseback riding is incorporated into the game is also pretty cool. The way you have to learn them, build them up, feed them, gain skills with them, and just genuinely bond with them is a great thing, as it also feels like you're one with them. It's a pro for me. However, when I said the controls suffer in RDR2, they genuinely suffer as they don't feel good in major instances throughout this game. When it comes to the actual gunplay, you're stuck in auto aim because the free aim is all over the place and really too wonky to use. So you're stuck with the game aiming for you as it's awkwardly zooming all over the place and doesn't feel good to use or attempt using at all. Also, your horse's controls feel awkward as well because it's either hard to stop them sometimes, hard to turn, or even hard to fully utilize those skills you learn for your horse as it feels like the controls work against you. And it's really jarring sometimes as it can take away the immersion and the experience of the game in certain missions later on as you have to go through a shootout or escaping via horse, and it gets tough and a bit more challenging as you have to work through these issues considerably. The gameplay of RDR2 both feels good and suffers at the same exact time. The gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a 3.5 out of 5. And now for the audio. The audio of RDR2 is considerably the best part of the game. With the audio in this game, the soundtrack is phenomenal. The songs that play, whether you're simply horseback riding and it's playing that soft strum guitar in the background, to the beautifully played hums when you're traveling in certain cutscenes, or the Unshaken song that's amazingly sung by D'Angelo, the soundtrack is quite beautiful. Then the voice acting is also done amazingly too. Arthur, Dutch, John, Sadie, Micah, Abigail, Charles, Tilly, damn near everyone really sells their roles amazingly. Sometimes it doesn't feel like they're even game characters, but truly a movie is being displayed with how deeply they get into it. It's amazing. Arthur is the best here, and you can hear it from him with each line delivered from him. Top notch audio. The audio of Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a 5 out of 5. And now for the multiplayer. My first pro for the multiplayer in RDR2 is that it's fleshed out. It comes with a story, morality choices for those who want to be dishonorable or an honorable gunslinger, comes with plenty of story missions, stranger missions, and just regular modes to attempt that's appeasing to everyone who wants to do something within RDR2. My next pro is that it comes with some pretty cool modes to go against people in. Name your gun, the highest kill point to win, team deathmatch, point control, free for all, knives and tomahawks only mode, horse racing, poker, assorted melee fights, and all kinds of cool things you can do in the world of multiplayer for RDR2. There's nothing that it really lacks in at all when it comes to the modes. However, RDR2's multiplayer does suffer a tad bit as it's grinding to get the things that you want. Instead of being able to normally purchase those or earn gold nuggets easily, you gotta kinda work hard and save up for the things that you really want because those guns aren't cheap, the horses are extremely expensive, and the payouts aren't that great either. So it's looking like you're kinda in that realm to actually buying the microtransactions when you don't want to. And also the lobbies glitch from time to time, and some of the connections can be straight up bad as you can kill them and they'll lag back alive and kill you, or suddenly you're lassoed with no one close to you. While the online is fun, it's a lot of changes that need to come in due time. And also, yes, while it is the beta for the multiplayer, I still feel that it's included in this review just because this can be a turnout of what's to come, and we may never know if it actually may change anything different outside of a few little instances. So that's why I did include it in this review, and we're going to continue ahead. The multiplayer Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a 3.5 out of 5. And now for the story. I saved the story for last in this review as it's critically the best part of this game. Yes, I said the graphics were great. Yes, I said the audio was amazing, but the story is critically the best part of this game. Yes, it starts out extremely slow and has slow moments, and that's one of the biggest downsides about the story. But once you're reeled into the train, it does not stop. You get hooked onto the characters, you start feeling how Arthur feels knowing he's just a static character and just the errand boy amongst the dynamic characters. You start learning of the ways to how to make money for the camp. Do I want to be moral and make money the correct way, or do I want to be a savage and go robbing and murdering everybody I see? The missions with the gang, the slower paced missions where you gotta go helping out the others and get to know the others around the camp. Hell, even the stranger missions are good as they play a critical role later on in the game during special parts. The story is fantastic. Even the epilogues with John Marston as they set up for RDR1. The story in this game is fantastic. It's a reminder that your past can catch up with you, especially if you're living for it being bad. The story of RDR2 and how it unfolds does a great job and a great setup for RDR1. The story of Red Dead Redemption 2 gets a 5 out of 5. And now for the wrap up of the review. But all in all, Red Dead Redemption 2 goes back in time into a time today to bring a satisfying Western game. With its impeccably beautiful graphics with incredible detail, to its pretty decent gameplay with additional sake of realism in the way certain things are handled, to the amazingly crafted audio soundtrack and voice acting and fun multiplayer, and the incredibly and emotionally tugging story, Rockstar does one hell of a job and solidified its stance of Game of the Year for 2018. However, I can't fully consider this game a masterpiece as it does have some gripes and issues I truly can't ignore. The items phasing through the hair, the poor controls for both the gunplay and horseplay that really breaks the immersion, the slow-paced missions that kinda take you away from the game, the grindy multiplayer that not only has bad lobbies, a market where it forces microtransactions, but also has lagging matches too. As much as I want to consider it a masterpiece, I couldn't lie to you guys nor myself. But with that being said, I'll be giving Red Dead Redemption 2 a 4 out of 5. Alright folks, that's it for my Red Dead 2 review. Thank you for coming on by. Smack that like button and hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. Go check out my previous review on Spider-Man's DLC number 2 Turf Wars with Copperhead. Go check that out. Go check out my Hitman playthrough and all my discussion pieces. Links are in the description box below. Go follow me on all my social media, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Follow me on Twitch. Links to that in the description also. Go check out my Mog podcast, Makes Gaming with Persona and Leash Capiche. Their channels are in the description box below. And go check out the homie Upchuck Gaming. His channel is in the description box below also. If you want to help out the growth, no forcing, and help out expanding the channel, and help out bring more content, donation links are in the description. All willing, no force. If you want to help out, not forcing anybody to do that, links in the description box below also. Until next time and until the next review, guys, we'll tune in, turn up, and throw down. It's looking like a GG, and I'm out.